What's up, guys? Not the Nautical here with the Nautical here.
What's up, guys?
So let's see. Tell me what you did today. What place you got? We know you're probably playing LiveTwin, but let's hear what else you got going on today.
So I got third place. Of course, you know your boy. We're playing LiveTwin, but they printed some LiveTwin support. They called it Sprights for some reason. I don't know why they did that, Konami, but
It's just a mistranslation.
Yeah, it's a mistranslation. You know how they change, localization names and stuff like that, but that's whatever. But yeah, I'm playing a LiveTwin Spright. I really want to continue to play LiveTwin. I've blinged out the deck. I've spent enough money on it. But also, Spright is pretty much the best deck, or one of the best decks right now. So why not just mix it with an archetype I really enjoy playing? So that's what I did today.
All right, let's see what you got going on down here.
All right. So a lot of it's gonna look pretty standard if you've been watching deck profiles and stuff, but you gotta start off with your 3 Lila, your 3 Kiss-a-Kill, your 1 Treat, your 1 Frost. This is a bit of an updated version just because I got some more cards right after the tournament ended. I was playing 2 Frost in the tournament, but I got some cards that I changed out instead. Blue search pink, pink search blue. These special summon themselves from your hand. This gets you a draw. This is a battle trick. Actually, it started to come up way more. Would consider cutting it though, but that's your basic twin package right there. We're not playing the brick anymore, just because with Gigantic Spright locking you out of making Trouble Sunny on your first turn, it's a bigger brick than it has been, because your turn 3 play, you could always guarantee that you would get it out of your deck if you got to Trouble Sunny on your turn 1. But now with this, since you're not getting to Trouble Sunny as consistently, you just don't want to see the brick. You just want to see straight gas. Just be able to play through whatever your opponent's playing. Next, we got the 2 blue. I only had 1 blue at the start, but shout out to the boys. We found another blue. But blue just searches any Spright monster, which is insane. They all special summon themselves for free. If you control a level or link or rank 2, just kind of depends. Fuck this card. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then you got your 3 Jet that searches your spell trap. You got your red, your monster negate, your pixies. I've been seeing people not play this and been seeing people play this. This card actually won me a game because we were going pretty close to time. I just searched this off of blue, I think, and then I just went to battle with my elf just because I was worried about getting super polyed, and I just punched over, and then just once I realized that last card wasn't super poly, because I gave him multiple chances to do that, once I realized it wasn't super poly, I was just like, alright, now I'm just going to combo forever until he tries to kill me, which he couldn't. And then we got the carrot. This is your spell trap negate. You just want to see a Spright name, because any way to put 2 level 2s on the board is basically full combo. You want to be able to put more just because they have to tribute something else to get their effects, but if you can put 2 on the board, you're basically chilling. That's it for the Spright monsters. Next we got the spells. We got 3 secret password into your triple Sunny Snitch, and then we are playing the 1 challenge. I've been seeing a lot of Spright LiveTwin decks cut down on this in particular, just because of the Spright package being so big, but because I didn't have full access to 3 starters, as you'll see, or 3 blues, I felt like I just needed to maximize my chances of putting a level 2 on the board or getting 2 level 2s on the board. So that's what this does. This is your search a LiveTwin card, so you can either search your normal summon or your extender if you get stopped. And then the life point gain actually comes up quite a bit because everyone is special summoning a bunch or normal summoning a bunch. And then challenge is just so that way you can end on a lot of weird board states where you have like you have elf, you have toad, and you have both of the Link 2 twins on board, and that kind of feels bad if you can't find a way to stick a Spright there to tribute one of them off. That way they can activate their effects. So this just allows you to do that. It just puts another level 2 on the board, and then allows you to link into Trouble Sunny on your opponent's turn. So like if they Dark Ruler you, this helps you play through Dark Ruler, and it's just kind of nice. I did realize that the toads were in the wrong spot, or sorry, the frogs. But I am playing triple swap and the 1 Ronin Tonin. I've been going back and forth on like the ratios of this. I was playing 2 swap at one point, and then I just realized that if I saw 1 swap in my hand, if I was only playing 2, I just insta lost. But I'm not playing the dupe. I think the dupe is fine, but it makes it to where your toads can get super polyed. The only thing that can really be super polyed is like blue and like your twin stuff. So you don't want to make your Omni Negate super polyable. But yeah, I mean, it's just insane. And also it just kind of helps you OTK on your follow-up turn because you're going to end up with, you know, this engrave if you use your totally awesome at least 1 point. And then you can end up with like that. So you just banish, summon this, use it for link material, banish it again, use it for link material again. It just helps you link climb and either OTK or just make it to where you can set up an even better board. Next, best cards in the game, cross out, called by. We don't want to lose the hand traps. Cross out, you know, it helps you play through hand traps, just stops them completely. Also going second, in post sighting, if you're going first, I normally sight in some Dark Rulers and keep this in, and like this is just your insurance to, you know, stop a Dark Ruler. You just set it, they Dark Ruler you, you just chain this, declare Dark Ruler, send it, and it's like, okay, now they have to attempt to play through your board instead of just trying to break it for free. Next, 2 Spright starter. Insane card, helps you play through Dark Ruler if you set it, helps you extend further. The burn effect does kind of suck in a game 3 situation, but most of the time it just allows you to make your board just even better, and then you just kind of vibe from there. They really have to try hard to break your board after that. 2 Imperm, I mean, it's just solid, it's Imperm. You know what it is. Next, the hand traps, 2 Ghost Bell, Triple Crow, Triple Ash. Basically, my thought process is I'm going to be playing against a lot of tier or a lot of Spright. So this just helps you. This can help you stop Sprights adding. Also, it stops the tiers dump and the searches. This hits the tiers out of the grave. This prevents them from shuffling themselves back. Basically it.
This is a different ratio from what you were playing in the tournament, correct?
Yes, so again, these are cards that I got after. So this was an Ogre, so it was 3, 2, 2, and then the Ogre. And then the Ogre was just more so as a cross-out target. If I drew it, it was fine, because Ogre's really good. But again, I think that I will go back to Ogre in some capacity, maybe as a cross-out target, but right now my biggest fear is Tier Element, so that's what I wanted to hedge my hand traps against stopping, because I feel like if you can stop them from doing whatever you want, or whatever they want, then you're pretty much chilling on your turn. We'll go ahead and go with the extra deck next. So the extra deck is a little weird, just because I'm not exactly sure what I want to play yet. But we got the 2 Gigantic Spright. I've been kind of going back and forth playing 1 or 2. Every time I take the second one out for another rank 2, just as like a Zeus target, I feel myself really missing the second one, and then every time I put it back in, it just seems like the most useless card in my extra deck. So it just kind of varies. And then of course the Toad. Unfortunately, this is probably what's going to get shot on the ban list, but I'm going to play it while I can. It's just, you summon it back with Elf after you've used its effect, so you just get 2 Omni Negates for free. You're stealing their resources if you need to. It's insane. And then of course our Zeus line. Literally never make this, but it's kind of one of those cards where it's a contingency you can't afford to cut. You just kind of need it. Next, I'm playing the 1 IP Masquerena. Don't make this super often unless my hand is absolutely insane, or I'm playing my Spice in the side deck, which you'll see. But it's just really good. It just helps you play through boards. It helps you play on your opponent's turns, set up things that they can't deal with. And then I think the most broken card, Elf. This just summons something for free. So on your turn going first, it just helps you continue to link climb or make your plays, just make your boards better. On your opponent's turn, most of the time it's summoning back Toad, and whatever it points to can't be targeted by card effects, so you can't even like try to like bait out the Toad with like an Imperm or something like that. You're okay, dude. This card's busted. Next, our LiveTwin package. We're playing 2 and 2. I would probably change some stuff around and play 3 Kiss a Kill if one, I had a 3rd collector, and also again, like I said, your inboard can be kind of weird with both twins on the board, so typically you would want to link into the 2nd Kiss a Kill, that way you have a guaranteed pop. The problem is though, is when you're only playing 2, if you're going through both of them on your first turn, and say they like break your board, and you have 1 monster plus a blue, you know, or plus a pink, then you're just screwed. You can't do anything. So 2 and 2 is fine for me right now. Nightmare Unicorn, this gives you your IP target. Also, it's just a really great card when you're on a crackback because you can co-link this. So you're discarding a card, which doesn't matter. You're spinning a card, and then you're drawing a card, and then you're using blue to summon back pink. So you're drawing another card. So you're just drawing 2 cards on your turn in addition to spinning something back. So you just keep the resource game. And then Nightmare Griffin, this card is actually insane, and it's kind of something that I pair with the IP Masquerena just because it hurts a lot of decks right now. Like, I'm thinking of the decks I have to play against, like Exo Sister and Tier Element. So if I keep a pink link here and I IP the blue and I put the Nightmare Griffin right here, and they've already committed, what link plays are they going to make their stuff live? Because if a card is not getting pointed to, a special summon card isn't getting pointed to, it just can't use its effects. So yeah, cool, you normal summon your Tier Element, you mill 3, you're able to summon your kit, but if it's not being pointed to, what do you do? And I'm not giving you any link arrows to do that, so you have to hard make them yourself. So it's just really nice. It's kind of like the pseudo floodgate. It doesn't come up super often, but in matchups where I feel it's important, it's just really good. The effect?
Yeah.
So I can, just depending on what I need. I think one of my games today, I think I just set a Raigeki off of it and then also drew a card. So I was like, if they break my board or they set up monsters, then I have a board wipe for free, and then I just play. So its effect does come up. It can also just set starter back, so I am guaranteed to have a play starting, so it's kind of nice. Unchained Abomination, this is kind of kept over from the LiveTwin variant, or from the pure LiveTwin variant, but I think this card's actually kind of insane. With a lot of decks, if it's going past turn 3, then both players are most likely out of gas in some capacity, and this just popping a card every turn just sometimes just makes it to where your opponent can't play. Like, you just keep popping the resources over and over in end phase or when something happens, and then you're just chilling. And then last but not least, the True Trouble Sunnies. I've been going back between 1 and 2 just because, again, you don't make it super often. But, you know, you can use it. You can make it on your turn 3 if both your twins survive. Punch, activate its effect to summon both, and then you can just sit there and make a second one if you need to, or use its effect to banish and then send one off the field. It just kind of allows you to keep continuing to play and just keep continuing to gain advantage. That's the one issue I kind of have with the splites, is that you kind of have to dump your entire hand on the field. And so I think that's why the LiveTwin variant is so cool, because the LiveTwins are all about just continuing to keep that advantage, and splites are about dumping all of that advantage, so it just kind of keeps your hand refilled and keeps your opponent guessing. And last but not least, the extra deck. Or sorry, the side deck. The side deck, 2 nib, you know, it just hits combo decks. I don't really see any combo decks super hard. Tier Element can play around this by just making Kaleido Heartwind a pass and setting their traps. Not a lot of decks are playing into this, but it's one of those cards where it's just like, it's too good not to play. And also, you can side this in as a cross-out target if you know that your opponent's playing nib. So that's kind of fine. Next, the Spice. The Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. So you can summon this off Gigantic Splight if you feel like this is better than your Toad. And then you just make this, put it on their board. They either have to go to battle phase to out it or play whatever link monster they can. Not a lot of decks right now are playing ways to get rid of this. And as soon as they get rid of it and they go back to their main phase, you just go, okay, that's fine. Elf effect to summon it back, and then pop it with like either blue or tributing it off for like a Splight effect. And then it goes to the grave, activates its effect, put it back on the field again, and so you're locked out twice. So you have to figure out a way to deal with the Ibli twice. It doesn't really come in super often, but I feel like when I see it, it is pretty impactful. It might change, but that's just kind of what I'm doing right now. Next, 2 Dark Ruler. I was going back, playing this in the main, playing this in the side, kind of like you heard from Nick probably and earlier. But kind of what I noticed right now, especially in the meta, is just like board breakers are just so insane because the boards that are getting put up are just crazy, whether it's tier element stuff, setting up Winda and Kaleido Heart and their 2 traps, which are insane, or it's Spright just dumping their entire hand on the board and making like double toad. You just need access to board breakers in the side deck, and so that's what this is for. More board breakers, double Raigeki. I beat a tier element player by doing this. He set up Dragos Stapelia and Kaleido Heart, and I just Raigeki'd, got rid of all of his stuff. He was able to, through that, which is insane by the way, put 2 more Dragos Stapelias on board, and the Kaleido Heart came back, and then I just Raigeki'd him again, and he was just like, okay, yeah, I just scooped. So it's nice. It just allows you to break their board without any danger of them doing anything. Next, the 2 Cosmic. I've been going in between 2 Cosmic, 2 Twin, but again, with Splites needing kind of like that hand advantage and just dumping their entire hand, I'm way more down with paying 1,000 life points. And also, the tier element stuff does stuff when it sends to or their spell and traps do stuff when they get sent to the grave, so why not even give them an option to play? Next, Harpies, back row hit, you gotta have it. And then, of course, like I said, board breakers, you gotta have them, man. Yeah, evenly matched, just absolutely insane card. Tier Elements doesn't really have a crazy way to play through it unless they play, I think, Crime? I think that's their Spell Trap Negate, or maybe their Omni Negate. I'm not exactly sure, but Tier Elements really doesn't have a way to play through this card. Splight does, but hopefully if you're seeing, you know, any combination of any of this other stuff, then you should be able to evenly match them perfectly fine. And then, kind of like the ghost of old format, just D-Barrier. Sword Soul is still around. It hasn't been hit on the ban list yet. This hits tier if you're going first. It's just kind of like the extra insurance that basically saying they can't play. And just kind of helps you hit like rogue decks. Is really good against Exosister too, but if you're like me, you literally never see it against Exosister. But it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, that's the deck so far. Still a work in progress. Still got some cards to pick up, but feeling pretty happy with the list.
All right, thanks very much. You got any shout outs? Anything you want to say? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm very interested to see where this format goes. It kind of feels just like a dice roll format. Also, who can sack who the hardest. But I'm holding out hope that it'll be better. Shout out to me for starting the channel. Shout out to all the boys at the Abilene Locals who hold it down and let me use them for content. And shout out to the Gathering Place for giving us a place to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I will be putting the the link to their Discord and stuff in the description. That way you can come check out. I'll be trying to post kind of like weekly deck breakdowns of just what you're seeing here. That way if you decide to come, you can kind of know what you're playing against, but it'll be fun. Be on the lookout for some more kind of like local-ish content. So.